Have you had enough of 2020?
Adios.
Well, obviously we have. Come along with us here today as we reminisce a little bit about 2020, and we look forward to 2021. And we're coming in hot. Welcome to Coming In Hot, brought to you by CIH Media. My name is Mike Perkins. I'm going to be your host today. And to my right is Erik Pessolano, and to my left is Chuck Lasik. Welcome, guys. Yeah, we got Santa here as well. We're very excited to talk a little bit about 2021. But before we do that, we're going to talk a little bit about 2020, which we'd like to put behind us. Mm-hmm. And but there are a few things that we do have to talk about and wrap up on the sports side of things in 2020 before we get to 2021. Erik, any thoughts on 2020 and any sports types things that you would like to discuss on the way out?
Yeah, what we're doing here. If there was any positive that came out of 2020 on the sports front for us, it was starting the show, starting this network. So we're glad you're able to join us here for all of our shows, and I'm more thankful that hey, it's back to the beginning. The three Caballeros are back and hosting the season finale here during this holiday season.
Well, I think the big thing for me is that this has been a concept that we've talked about over the years, and trying to figure out ways to do some different things and bring sports entertainment to the people that we know that follow us, whether it was through the Ducks High School League or friends, family that do enjoy what we do as well. Chuck, I know for you, your involvement in sports over the years and the broadcasting side of it, you've always enjoyed it. It's been a big part of your life, and now to come over to an environment like this here, where we have the ability to put together shows and talk about sports and talk about the things that you love. Can you talk a little bit about where you're at with that?
No, I mean, I'm very obviously 2020 can. Out the window. Honestly, I'm done with 2020. It's I'm kind of looking. Actually, I'm really looking forward to 2021, where we actually going to have league. We're going to have the ADHSHL right here on CH Media. By the way, just to let you know, a little plug right there. But you know what? There's a lot of things that we have to look forward to. Basically, I mean, we're going to have the Vegas Showcase, in I think February, and then there's talk. May we're going to have the league, which is going to be a season or not. We'll wait and see. So, but.
I think that's fluid right now.
Yeah.
Obviously, Commissioner Matt Blanchard has been real good with trying to be real fluid with how things have transpired with our world today, and just trying to follow along with it. And I think as a league, we've known that the league wants to do everything it can to give the kids opportunities to play the game, which I think is the biggest and most important factor in all this. I mean, I tell people this all the time. As adults, we can find our way through obstacles like this, but our kids really need these opportunities, and that's what I'm looking forward to, is getting the kids back on the ice in 2021. But as far as 2020 went, and the way it finished, unfortunately, it ended very abruptly for the Ducks High School League.
True.
We were trying to get to some places in the league and try to finish things up, and for us to try to restart things, I'm really looking forward to that.
I think the biggest thing for us when it comes to the high school league was, first of all, we finished last season, which ended in this calendar year, which was great.
Yes.
So while things were in their early stages and starting to become a real problem, because of the league's condensed calendar, they were able to get all the games in, play it all the way through the championship game, and there weren't two half seasons.
True.
We finished one full season.
No, we had a full season, exactly.
And
we're not like the NHL which was kind of like cut off right there,
mm-hmm.
and then we're going to see it's going to restarted, and we're going to have a abbreviated NHL schedule with only 56 games, I believe. 54?
56,
56.
Yeah. Which I'm sure we'll talk about in a little bit.
Yeah, but at least like you said, for the Ducks for the high school hockey league, we had a full season.
Yeah.
And 2021, it's gonna be kind of hit a little bit by 2020. But you know what? Hey, we're gonna get back and we're gonna actually see some action. That's what I'm looking forward to.
So for official purposes for the league, there is no 2020-2021 season. The season has been canceled. However, to your point, Mike, getting the kids back on the ice has always been the top priority. For the commissioner and the rest of the league, and doing so in a safe manner, right? And as of now, there is still gameplay in the works and planned for the spring, the ADHSHL Spring Showdown in 2021. It's not the league season, right? The commissioners Cup, the H&S Ventures Cup, and the Shulman Cup will not be handed out at the end of this thing. Something will be handed out, I'm sure. And it's just a chance to make sure we get everybody on the ice, and more importantly, the seniors. Get the seniors on the ice. Give them something to look forward to and to have under their belt before their high school career is over.
Yeah, there's no doubt on my end of things. I feel bad for the seniors going out and the lack of a full season for them. But on the reverse side, too, the incoming freshmen, they do have time. But, that whole process of coming through from a freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, it's so pivotal in their development. I'm happy that there's going to be something. I'm disappointed that it's not going to be a full season.
Mm-hmm.
That's the hard part. But glad that there's going to be something that we're going to put together and get them all on the ice.
I would say it's sad. I'm sad for the seniors who didn't get a full season and get a real season, but I think it's going to be hard for the freshmen, right?
Yes.
You feel for the freshmen from a standpoint of, they're going to get, quote-unquote, their full career in, but there's a ripple effect that is going to be felt for 4 years.
And my biggest worry is that some kids won't play just because of all the things that have gone on, whether it be the own family type situations. That's probably my biggest worry is that we do keep the kids that love to play the game continuing their passion and love for the game of hockey.
And the other thing that we can look forward to is, we went out, we did the report card out in Vegas and introduced Faith Lutheran, and sad for them, they're going to lose out on their first season. It gives them, I guess, a little bit more time to prepare, too, before they make the leap up. And who knows, maybe they will get to jump up all the way to D1 by the time they get, the 2021-2022 season comes around. So, a lot of negatives, a lot of positives. You got to play with the hand you're dealt. And here we are, and I think the league's done a great job of doing what they can with what they have in the meantime.
Well, obviously a very exciting time for Faith Lutheran to get their program going. And then obviously exciting times in Las Vegas. And if we look back on 2020, the one thing that out of Vegas that we got to see, which is awesome, is the new facility in Henderson.
Yep.
And our ability to utilize that facility for our showcase moving forward, which is awesome. And now they between City National and the arena in Henderson, Lifeguard Arena, we'll have 4 sheets of ice to be able to maneuver and bring more teams in. And obviously, as we know, that event keeps growing and growing.
It's going to be better quality hockey, obviously, and maybe you can possibly attract some top-tier teams like around the nation, not only dedicated to the ADHSHL, but getting more, quality clubs that come from other leagues as well, or like top tier programs, maybe from like a Medina from Minnesota or something like that. You get them to see how we stack up against them.
I could see our old friends from Cherry Creek and Fountain Valley
exactly.
coming out and playing in this showcase eventually at some point.
Absolutely, the Colorado teams for sure.
Arizona teams,
potentially the Arizona teams. From a proximity standpoint, Vegas is a fairly easy travel. Maybe some Midwestern, maybe Missouri, Illinois, some places like that would potentially come out in the future. But I think initially the Colorado and Arizona teams would be the ones to really kind of pinpoint to come on out, which would be very exciting. And we've already had work with them over the years. Cherry Creek, obviously, you mentioned. Fountain Valley, you mentioned as well. But let's not forget about our Arizona partners that we've had in the past, Brophy, Notre Dame, and Pinnacle, and schools like that that are in the Phoenix area.
The good news also surrounding, at this moment in time, the Vegas showcase has been postponed. It has not been canceled.
Yeah.
I know the plan is, like you said earlier, Chuck, sometime around February. Hopefully it'll be, it was originally supposed to be the kickoff for the ADHSHL season, and now it'll be a kickoff before the spring showdown. At least that's how it is in the works. We'll see what happens as time goes along. But hopefully we'll be able to get out there and call games. It's so much fun to, not just because you're in Vegas and Vegas has what everybody knows it comes with, but just to be in the rink
Exactly.
and seeing a whole new fan base that we weren't familiar with
True.
a few years ago
Exactly.
come out and support the high schools, not just the Knights, but the high schools. Now you've got another team in Vegas in the Henderson Silver Knights in the AHL. You got, you're going to attract more people that way. Chuck, you're going to love it. The Lifeguard Arena is almost a replica of City National Arena. Maybe not as many bells and whistles, but there is a counter at the top of the stands, so we got stuff to set down.
There you go.
Yeah.
That'll be a nice upgrade for us. But and to be able to jump from one arena to the next, this isn't just the Vegas takeover for us. It's now a Southern Nevada takeover.
There we go.
I can't wait.
Well, the exciting part there in Henderson, and you'll get a chance to see when you get out there, is that they're also building a facility for the Silver Knights to play their home games in. That's adjacent to the practice facility, Lifeguard Arena, which is awesome, and obviously will bring an influx of business into the Henderson area.
Yeah, they were. That whole town looked like a construction zone when we were out there, and a lot of it was centered around hockey, which is something you don't typically see out here in the Pacific time zone. But great things are happening out there, especially from a high school standpoint, too, with Faith Lutheran coming in. Now another team added to the league with the high school crest on their chests. Like, hey, the Vegas Junior Golden Knights were great. We love them. They were great partners. They elected to move toward a more high school model, so the Vegas Junior Golden Knights no longer part of the ADHSHL, but some of those players actually go to Faith Lutheran
There
now.
you go.
So,
well, let's face it, they're very excited about their step into the Ducks High School League, which is awesome for us to expand our reach as well. But for them, they couldn't be more excited. They're gung ho. They got a school backing. They have community support. And then obviously the support from the Knights as well.
You know what I want to know, and I saw on social media the other day, Pacific Ridge posted a holiday photo.
I saw it
with the
Shulman Cup.
The Shulman Cup with the Santa hat on it, saying Happy Holidays.
Yeah.
We'll have to ask the commissioner do they get to keep that for another year? Does Pacific Ridge and Servite and St. John Bosco get to keep their cups for another full year before they have to return it, or does it have to come back?
Well, I mean that would be a big question, but obviously Pacific Ridge taking advantage of the opportunity to showcase what they've done as a program, and we can't say enough about Juan Trevino and his group there and how well they've done over the years and what they've built there. So very exciting for them, and kudos to them to show a little pride in their successes and putting a Santa cap on the Shulman Cup in front of a Christmas tree. It was very fitting.
The other big news since last time we talked about the ADHSHL on the show was Santa Margarita got themselves a new head coach, right? Craig Johnson out, Laddie Kahn in.
Yep. Well, obviously Craig Johnson, who'd been in for a lot of years and built that program and did some great things. You can't forget Mitch O'Brien and his influence and development of that program. But Craig obviously is the head coach of the program and all the great things that they did over the years. 3 national championships, league championships, state championships. They've definitely built themselves into the perennial power in California high school hockey.
I need to look over at my fact checker. Does that mean all of the original head coaches are now out? Is that it? I think Craig Johnson was the last one standing.
The final.
We have moved on to a new wave and a new era.
And now Laddie Cohn in, obviously very exciting for him to take over the program there. I spoke with him briefly the other day. He's very excited to obviously get things going. They're training as a group already, as many of the other teams.
Is Marshall helping him? Jason Marshall?
Coach Marshall is involved as well. But again, expect Santa Margarita to bring the same type of competition as they always do. and they got some very good hockey players over there and doing some great things already. So we'll look forward to seeing Coach Cohn on the back of the bench and his first game as head coach real soon, and donning the Eagles crest.
Yeah. Now, Craig Johnson's still going to be a consultant, right? He's still going to help out where he can. Or?
Obviously Craig's a very busy guy. His involvement in the hockey world is immense. He is the one of the skills coaches for the Los Angeles Kings. So he's very busy with that. He's also the coaching director, the overall coaching director for the Junior Ducks, and then he's also involved in Optimum Hockey Academy that works out of the Great Park. So very busy, and then of course he's got his own children and family to worry about. Ryan,
Yeah, exactly.
Ryan is at the University of Minnesota playing there. He's a sophomore, just named to the U.S. National U20 World Junior Championship team. He'll be a pivotal part of that. Ryan was a first-round draft pick.
Exactly.
Played in our league. Was drafted by the Buffalo Sabres, 31st overall in the 1920 draft.
2019.
2019. Yeah, the 19 entry draft.
19 entry draft. And obviously he's going to follow Ryan. His oldest son, Erik, is at LMU. And Erik played hockey there quite a bit. And then his daughter's, I believe, a senior at Santa Margarita as we speak. So he's a very busy man, but we obviously got to thank him for his involvement with the league and development and raising the bar so that all the other teams and I can just speak personally on from my perspective is obviously he made me as in my time at J. Sarah Catholic raise the bar as far as we could as well to try to compete with what they were doing over there at Santa Margarita. So thanks to Craig and all that he's done.
But other than all that stuff, he doesn't have much going on.
Yeah, exactly.
Tired. Look how long it took you to talk about it.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Get all those accolades and all the stuff he's doing. Oh my goodness! But no, it's going to be fun to get back to play. Whenever that is, we hope it's in spring. We hope to bring the games to you here on CIH Media. It's going to be a lot of fun. We got a lot of cool stuff planned. Hopefully, we can execute them.
So let's look ahead to 2021 and if you let me, I'm just going to mention the one thing that I'm really looking forward to, which is the World Junior Hockey Championships that are going on in Edmonton right now. A very exciting time. Team USA has some really good hockey players. I do have to mention Team Canada. They've got a ton of hockey players up there that are first-round draft picks, and in fact, some first-round draft picks that are not going to make their team up there, which is obviously it just tells you how great a team that they're putting together up there. But Team USA,
Four Ducks.
You gotta make mention of Trevor Zegras.
Oh, Trevor Zegras, yeah, man. You talk about the guy that can dish out the dimes. You gotta love Trevor. I mean, I'm excited for him to come to Anaheim. It's going to be very exciting to see him at least. I think you mentioned before, we were talking before, that he had 9 assists last year. And, he's only going to get better. And it's going to be very, very interesting, not only to see him in the World Juniors, but on top of it in Anaheim as well.
So if you're a true hockey fan, the NHL Network is going to have most of those games on. It's Mountain Time. It's in Edmonton in a bubble. All the teams just got there yesterday. They were on the ice for the first time for their practices. So obviously exciting for those young people to get in front of a world stage like that and play on an international level.
Yeah, I look forward to it every single year. I used to work at ESPN Zone in Anaheim when it was around. Sadly, it's no longer with us. But in the mornings when the tournament was in Europe or in Russia, the games would be early, and I would flip the TVs on, and while the staff was getting ready for the day, we'd all kind of sit around once we were done setting up and catch Team USA play in those early games. So it's a tournament that a lot of people can get into real quick, even if you don't know who anybody is. But this is also
a chance to learn, yeah.
And it's going to make them household names. And it's a chance for people who, maybe didn't get picked up to turn it on a few other notches and get noticed by some more NHL.
And when's the first game?
So, very first game of the tournament, the preliminary round, will be December 25th, Team USA.
Got that? He's gonna finish, so he
You
can
better
take
be
care of it
done
early.
early.
Yeah, he's gonna get
Although-
it done. Yeah.
Although Team USA has a couple of exhibition games prior to, I think it's against Switzerland and Finland on the 20th and 22nd, respectively. And I think those games are 7 p.m. Eastern time.
Hey, there you go. It's
which,
nice.
which,
nice
is
time for
which
us.
is which is great for us. So if you're a hockey fan and you love to watch it, turn on the NHL Network and watch some great World Junior Championship hockey.
I'll tell you what I'm looking forward to in 2021 is getting back to the pros, man. Getting back to the ice
Can't
at the
wait.
NHL level. I think it was a few days ago they came to an agreement. January 13th is the targeted start date. 4 divisions, right? 1 All-Canadian division, then Atlantic, Pacific, and Central. Well, controversy over the division alignment. Why is Minnesota and St. Louis in the Pacific and Dallas in the Central?
Makes no sense.
I'm not a geography major.
No, exactly.
The only thing I can think of is competitive balance. Because when you lose, with how well Vancouver played in the bubble, how decent Calgary is now. Well, they're out of the Pacific. Now you're left with, I hate to say it, Anaheim, L.A., Arizona was okay. What you got to put something in there.
It has more to do with the amount of teams in each division and trying to break that up. So I don't.
Oh, what they're trying to do
I
is
don't-
just
I-
next
I don't-
California hockey.
I don't-
basically take
I don't-
California off the map. Basically,
I don't know if there's
create
a
that
perfect
big
answer
earthquake
to,
that
to
sends
any of
California
this.
into the ocean. They're gonna. That's the 10.2 earthquake that everybody's expecting to say California.
But if that was the case,
Sailing.
they wouldn't put the Blues and the Wild in the Pacific. To
That's
try
what I'm
to save
saying.
it.
No, they're trying. That's what they're trying to do. Forget California. Let's have the rest of the guys. Take some of the Midwest teams. So hey, we're well represented.
The bigger question is what are they going to do with the Canadian teams? They're not even allowed to play hockey right now. In fact, in Ontario, they were talking with the OHL that they weren't going to play no-check hockey.
Wow.
Can you believe that? No-check hockey. In Canada. Who came up with that idea?
Well, first of all, I would figure that in Canada, if there was one thing they were going to make an exception for, it'd be the National Hockey League.
Exactly.
Hey,
And they
We
haven't.
got Canadians. What movie?
All right.
A League of Their Own. Remember?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
I was going to say that I couldn't get the title off the top of my head, but I would think they'd make an exception. They haven't. They've stood pat up there.
They talked about the other day bringing those teams down here to the U.S. and putting them
I say
in
send them
some,
to Newark.
some AHL,
Somewhere like that.
Newark.
Yeah,
So
Newark.
some
Yes,
AHL
exactly. Send them to Newark.
markets, which would be crazy.
Send them to
right?
the armpit of
You
the
can't
nation,
do that.
Newark. Yeah,
Just
exactly.
think about the families, right? Where they're going to bring their whole families down. They got schools
Bring
to
them
think
to
about
Newark.
and
Yeah,
houses.
Newark.
I mean, and they're going to try to do it by January 13th.
That's less than a month away. By the
Exactly.
way, I haven't gotten a chance to say this in a while. The thoughts and opinions expressed by Chuck Lasik are of his own and do not reflect in any way the opinions of CIH
Or
Media.
Stockton.
Any of
Put them in
its affiliates.
Stockton. Stockton would be good too.
Disclaimer.
Stockton's got a pretty decent rink up
yeah,
there.
but have you ever been there? Yeah.
Look
Lock
at-
the
hey.
doors. Lock the doors and roll up the windows. I'm telling you right now.
He's going off today here.
I think he happened to be back, and this is what we get. We should have expected
Hey.
it. I don't know why we didn't.
Send them Stockton.
Unedited.
Unedited,
Here he comes.
unfiltered. Here's Lasik.
No, but that is a concern of the Canadian teams and how we'll work that out. Obviously, the divisional alignment and which teams go where, and the amount of teams in each division. But then again, only one team from each division is going to be playing off at the end, from what I hear. Did you hear that?
Well, it's the top 4 teams in each division make the playoffs, so it'll be.
That's it?
Well, that's 8-8, right? That's
Okay.
it. It's your
okay. I
regular
thought you meant just the top
amount.
4 teams. Oh, I got that. Okay, I
Yeah.
got you.
So what's going to happen is there's
Oh,
going to
Canadian
be
teams.
one team from each division in the semifinals.
Yes,
In the
yes,
conference,
yes.
the conference final will
Correct.
have one team from each division.
Okay.
Correct.
Which,
No.
I'm not a fan of that.
No, I'm not either.
I don't know why. If a 5th team in one of the divisions is better than another team's 4th or 3rd,
I
why
agree.
do they get left out?
Exactly.
I
That's what I was trying to get at.
yeah, they tried to remedy that when the restart happened, and I don't know how big of a fan of the restart you guys were as far as the seeding and who
Well,
got to go
look
to
at the
bubble
commissioner.
was.
No, that's all I have to say about the NHL. Look at the commissioner. So,
But I think they were trying to give everybody that was at least close
David
an
Stern Jr.
opportunity.
Yeah,
Right?
The
I mean,
problem was
like-
is when you went to point percentage, teams who had like one extra win in maybe 2 more games played were punished because they didn't win that other game.
Yes.
And I think that in the grand scheme of things, when you ended up having 12 teams in each conference go into the Stanley Cup playoffs, the ones who shouldn't be there were going to get weeded out, and they were. And I think we ended up with a pretty decent final. But going forward and looking at this new format, not a fan of it. I hope it doesn't stick going forward. 56 games, whatever. Okay, you got to abbreviate the season to make sure the following season after that is all 82 games.
True.
But right now, just do what you got to do to get through this. I always said I was a fan of things that are different, right? I loved the idea of what Major League Baseball did just because of the time frame they had. I love what pretty much every league has done because of the time frame they had. If they don't go back to normal after this, it ain't going to be fun to watch.
I'm sorry, do you want hockey or not?
Well, and that's the thing. That's why I'm good with it. That's why I'm good with it.
That's why
I just want hockey back, and it's fun to see something new.
I want the commissioner gone.
But I don't think it needs to stick around going
You
forward.
want the commissioner gone?
I want the commissioner gone. Bettman, you should call him Daniel Stern, or not Daniel Stern, but David Stern Jr. He's a disciple of David Stern.
Look, I will say that if it weren't for him, we wouldn't have had the bubble. There wouldn't have been a season at all. They would have never restarted. We would have never got a Stanley Cup final.
He put a lot of work in.
He put a lot of work into
He
that.
may not be perfect, but he has done some good things for the league. There's no doubt.
Yes. What they need to do.
He's far from perfect. I'll tell you
What
that.
he needs to do is pull his head out and figure out the TV contract.
Oh, that's the problem.
That's the biggest issue with the league, which is
no exposure. I mean,
It-
NBC.
yes.
I'm sorry, NBC. No,
With
NBC,
a better contract, the players get paid better as well.
Yep.
I think there's a lot of things that go along with that. So no doubt that
deal with
that
ABC,
TV contract's
who's a
gotta
partner of
get
ESPN, and then you get back into it. ESPN hockey.
Do you know what company runs the digital platform for the NHL? Their website, their streaming? It's BAMTech. Do you know who owns BAMTech? It's Disney.
DISN. You didn't let
Bring
me
the
get the spell.
NHL to the four-letter. Bring it back.
MICKEY.
Somebody get Gary Thorne on the line. Somebody find Bill Clement. Get him over here. Let's have him call some games again. I'm ready for ESPN to get hockey back.
I want that what's that
Thursday
the
night
opening
hockey?
the opening theme song.
Yeah.
I mean, that is to this day you hear it and you're just like, it's like I'm like Pavlov's dog salivating when you hear that. It's like, oh, geez, bring this back, and that's exactly what.
Give me Barry Melrose saying dumb things on TV every night. I miss it.
I miss that mullet. I wanted to be like Melrose and have that great lock of hair. I mean, granted, a lot of it's gone.
It's awfully great.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, come on, he could Pat Riley it and just grease it back and just throw in what's that Grecian formula or something like that. There's a plug right there.
He is still the last head coach to lose to a Canadian team in the Stanley Cup final.
True. That's true.
How about that?
Yeah. Well, you know what? Somebody had a stick that was a little less curved. Everything would be okay. So that's all I'm saying.
Oh, Marty. Sorry. Had to bring that one up, didn't you?
That was the least of his problems.
Exactly.
Ooh, fast forward. How many years later?
We can thank him. That's why the Ducks are the first California team to win the Cup. Just thank you, Marty.
Did one thing right.
Enjoy your time in San Jose. Anyway.
In summation,
Arrow
I can't wait for the new hockey
Arrow
season.
is just flying over here. So yeah, I think we're all excited for an NHL season to return sooner than later. Let's get some.
I got one. Besides hockey, you know what I'm excited for, and this is going to be very interesting to see what's going to happen. Are we going to get a full 162 games of baseball? The players want it. Their agents want it. The owners don't. Owners are sitting there trying to, because at the beginning of the season, you're still going to be under lockdown. They're not going to get the gate revenue that they're they're anticipating, and so it's going to be very interesting free agency to see these contracts. What's going to happen, because owners don't have the money right now, or quote unquote, don't have the money to pay for it, and B, when are they going to play and where are they going to play? And, it's going to be very interesting come, was it February 27th when the players are supposed to report or something like that? Oh, that's actually the first spring training game. It's like, the 2 weeks before.
But I think with all sports, that's what it really comes down to is the media visibility. If this is our new normal, we need some better, as you said with the hockey side, the better contracts on a TV side that are going to be able to help the owners recoup the revenue that they would.
Baseball has plenty of
Baseball's fine with TV coverage.
Baseball has plenty of TV coverage.
The problem with baseball is marketing.
Yeah, exactly.
Not their TV contracts are fine. It's marketing the players first of all. You look at every other league; they're superstars.
Yep.
We have superstars in baseball. Just nobody knows who the hell they are.
Yeah, exactly.
You wouldn't be able to pick out Mike Trout walking
down
the street.
Like I said, Mike Trout could walk backwards across the nation naked, and no one would know who the hell he was. Honestly.
No, and you're right. But I would, as far as the gate revenue is concerned, look.
That's nothing.
The 49ers, I know it's football. I know it's a much more profitable ball game over there. But the 49ers were told they couldn't play at home, and they figured out, well, fine, we're going to go to Arizona and play 3 home games out there. Baseball might have to do the same thing. I know we have 5 teams in California. It's going to be a little tough for them to move. But if they're able to pull it off, look, I went to a game during the NLCS. I went to Texas. I was at Globe Life Field to watch the Braves and Dodgers play. And they spread everybody out. They zip-tied the seats that weren't being used. And it was great. First of all,
How many people were in there?
11,500. 11,500. How many are you going to get for a regular game during the week?
Exactly.
Right?
No, exactly.
You might
Well, that's the
creep
NLCS.
up into the
Come on,
20s.
yeah,
That's the NLCS. But for a regular game during the week, you can get up in the 20s.
Yeah.
I think by the time we get to this point, look, I'm not saying once you get the shot in your arm, it goes away,
No,
right? I
no,
understand
but
that.
I'm just saying,
But things are going to get better.
Start the season. Start the 162 game season on time. April 4th, or was it April 3rd?
Whatever
April
opening day.
No,
Yeah.
April 6th is the first. The ESPN announced their first day games. I want to see the Sox play the Angels. That's the first game that on Sunday night game on ESPN. I want to see that. I don't want the owners cutting
The
that
Red
out.
Sox?
No, please, come on. I was going to say
Sorry.
the White Sox, but the White Sox, of
Merry
course.
Christmas,
No,
Chuck.
no, exactly.
That's what it is.
Exactly.
Sorry, I
Red
just
Sox.
had to throw
I
that
knew
in
you
there.
were going to
Red
do it.
Sox are. I mean, they're lucky. Like I said, I hit my prediction last year too. I don't even think they won 20 games last year. If I was right, they were pretty close to losing 40. If
Yeah,
I was.
I don't remember what the actual number was, but
But
they
it
were
was
not good.
And they're still. I mean, when you're talking about, they're talking about bringing back David Price. I mean, come on. I mean, I could probably throw harder than that guy is, and I'm not even left-handed. Honestly, left-handed. I could throw left-handed too. So anyway.
That's harsh.
No, they should be able to get in a full season. I know the owners don't want it, but they're going to come
I
around.
like the
They'll
thing
get
about
it done.
steadily progress with the attendance, and hey, you're still making money. That TV contract, not memorabilia, but merchandising and stuff like that, they're fine.
There's no reason not to have
Exactly.
it.
Bro,
Season.
I
Full
spent-
season.
I spent well into the triple digits when I was at the NLCS,
Yeah.
just on memorabilia alone. So
Yeah, they're fine.
They're going
fine.
to do all right.
I mean, also, geez, you pay $12 for a cup of coffee too. I mean, they're making money on that too. So anyway,
You know that boomstick dog that they have there in
Uh,
Texas?
okay.
That 2 foot
Yeah.
with the chili. First of all, it's amazing. Yeah, I got it. I think it was like $17 or something like that. I'd buy it again. I'd buy it again. It was good. I almost ate the whole thing by myself. I had a little help, but I almost put it away on my own. Well. Anywho.
All right, you guys. Well, I mean, I think we had a good conversation here today. We wrapped up 2020. We
even talked about football and basketball.
We haven't even talked about that. Do you mean you guys want to go there?
I mean, football and basketball, they're fine. Honestly, I think the football is going to be, football already has it figured out.
NBA's already started preseason.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're going to kick off, next week? I
And
think?
they're going right now with no fans either. I think everything. I mean, and you know how much I dislike the NBA, but I mean,
That's
playing.
why. That's
yeah,
why I
no,
was not
this-
even going to
yeah,
say.
so Silver has his ducks in a row, and I think they're going to be fine.
I don't think anybody handled any of this better than the NBA.
True.
I think they handled it the best out of everybody.
I agree.
They set up a bubble down, down
You
at
know,
Walt's,
I'm more
at Walt's
shocked
house.
at all the
It
players.
was not a perfect bubble, though. Let's
No,
face
yeah,
that fact right now.
I think the players were.
Was there a perfect bubble?
I'm not saying there is, but
Time out. The,
I
They-
said they handled it the best. I didn't say it was perfect.
I
the
don't know
players
about
bubble.
handling the
I
best,
honestly,
but-
the players bubble went probably the best out of what we've seen. I honestly
I
agree.
think they had 2 or 3 guys who,
Yeah.
who kind of broke
Kinda
the
strayed, yeah,
perimeter,
exactly.
and they
Exactly.
got punished for
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
how many people did they sneak in
Only a couple.
Yeah.
Well,
I,
only-
that we know of that was exposed?
First of all, we could say the same thing about the NHL too.
I'm sure.
But I'm saying the way that what we know has gone on, I would say that it was
boy,
handled the best out of
I'm
everybody.
flinging arrows. My goodness, look at this! Wow.
Yeah, exactly. But not
Well, how can you not notice? I mean, it's all over
Exactly,
social media.
Exactly. No, I got you.
You know?
I got you.
and let's be honest. This whole mess started
With the
NBA.
Yep.
Not
in
just,
Utah.
Not just sports. The world.
The-
It really got amplified when Rudy Gobert tested positive that night. I think it was in Oklahoma City.
Yeah, and where we actually was touching the reporters beforehand, saying,
Yeah, like a few days before.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, look, I got and just
Yeah, that's how it all started. And you know what? They rectified it, and they came back and they did what they needed to do. They got all the way through an NBA Finals. LeBron got another ring.
He's still not going to catch Michael.
Well, that conversation.
He's not going to catch Michael.
You know, obviously we had that conversation
Michael.
before.
He's not going to catch Michael.
But
He's at 4. You don't think he's going to win 2 more?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
I don't think so either.
I think he's going to get another one this year.
I don't think so either, but at least
maybe he'll get 6.
at least
he won't
your
get 7.
argument has gained
He
a little
won't-
bit of steam, at least in my mind.
He'll get 6.
Do you know how hard it was to sit here and know that my argument was gaining steam at the same time having to watch the Lakers win a championship?
Yeah.
I was tearing myself up on the inside.
No, Michael's better anyway. Honestly, Michael is better. Michael is 6-0. Was 6-0 in championships. That's all I can say. LeBron, if you're 500 in championships, you're not better than Michael. I'm sorry. Simple as that.
Okay, I forgot it's an individual sport. Anyway,
Michael did it individually.
he did not.
Yeah, he did.
Really?
mine.
Yeah, I forgot. Steve Kerr missed that game-winning jumper, and so did Paxson.
See how pissed Michael was that Steve was taking the shot?
Still made it.
I know he made it. Don't get me wrong. I like Stevie K.
So
I like
let's
Stevie K.
so let's
I'm so glad you're back. This
Yeah.
is so great. This
so
is what
let's
we
make
need.
one prediction here. You know, we got Super Bowl around the corner. All right.
You want a Super Bowl pick?
Yeah. Well, we're all three gonna make a pick here.
Okay.
All right. So kind of the last little thing that we'll throw out there on the football side here. Obviously, that season is cruising along. Chuck.
Kansas City, 38. Green Bay, as much as it kills me, 27.
Oh, you gave me a score too.
Yeah. Ouch.
I didn't have a score
I
ready.
wasn't-
Let me think. I'll think of a score, but I got my teams. Buffalo,
Ooh, I like that one too.
31. Green Bay, 28.
Oh, he makes the field goal this time. It's not Scott Norwood. It's not Scott Norwood
Norwood.
either.
Nope. I think it's Tyler Bass.
Yeah, I actually picked him up this week because my McManus got the COVID, so I had to change him out. I got Tyler kicking in Denver, which he'll probably kick a 65, 68 yarder.
McManus couldn't have had a worse week.
No.
Ugh.
I'm going Green Bay.
Weird.
Yep. Well, I have to. You know, we all knew this was coming.
Yeah,
But Green Bay 38, Kansas City 31.
Ooh boy.
What was the score at Super Bowl I?
Oh, it was like Green Bay killed him.
I know. Yeah, I was curious, but you're going to rematch a Super
Herb
Bowl
Adderley,
I, huh?
I think,
Yep.
had an interception return.
Yep.
Matter of fact, Herb Adderley
Well,
had
I
an
mean, it's
interception return.
trending that way,
Bart
is it
Starr.
not?
You could say it's trending that
Paul
way, but the way
Hornick.
the Bills are playing right now.
Vince
oof.
Lombardi on the frozen tundra.
That's weird. There's a few games that Kansas City played that they probably shouldn't have won. Miami gave 'em a run for money last week.
No. The Raider game, the first Raider game.
Yeah, they beat them.
But there's another Raider game. I thought they had 2. Raiders were up. Raiders basically had them on the ropes twice.
Yeah.
They beat them once, and then Kansas City came back.
back.
And yeah. So I mean, and we saw what the Raiders did against
The other
L.A.
day.
My gosh, wow, that was horrible.
The Raiders
I'll tell you what.
out-chargered the Chargers. That
I'll
was
tell you, how great was that Monday night game?
Oh, it was epic.
It was unbelievable.
And I don't remember the last time saying that about a Browns game.
It was
Maybe in my life.
watching Baker just sit there and go, okay,
The
guys,
brownies.
I got this. March his team down the field, but then all of a sudden have it just his heart pulled on that field goal. My goodness, I mean, that was one of the best. It was top 10 Monday Night Football game.
They're going to lose in the playoffs, and when they do, it's going to be a heartbreaker. I don't know if it'll be that exciting, but it's going to be.
It's going to be
close.
not the Brian Sipe. Who was the quarterback for him? Was John Elway? Was it Brian Sipe no, it was Kozar. Yeah, it was Kozar. Yeah, it's going to be a Kozar
It was when,
type misery for Cleveland once again.
Ernest
I have a
Biner-
buddy that's a huge
Ernest
huge
Biner
Cleveland
type misery.
fan too.
I got a buddy that's a huge Cleveland fan too.
Man,
It's-
it's as much as I hate that city, I like the Browns. I mean, I might become a Spiders fan. That's another thing to look for with the MLB. the Cleveland Spiders, the Cleveland Rockers, the Cleveland Carries. Who knows? I mean, we don't know what they're going to be.
My favorite one that I saw on Twitter. I didn't come up with this. I saw this on Twitter. They said they should name them after the alpacas that are
oh my.
native to
Oh,
the
really?
Andes Mountains.
Please
and call
no.
them the Cleveland Andians.
Oh, wow.
that was the best one I saw.
I
on
like the
Twitter.
Cleveland River fires too. Honestly,
Yeah.
I mean, you got plenty of that too. So who knows? You could call them
Woo!
dumpster fires or what?
That's
Or you know what? I also saw one, the Cleveland Lindors too, because remember they used to be. They named it the Cleveland Naps after Napa and Lajoie.
Yeah, yeah.
So they
that's
were
right.
sitting there trying to get, hey, let's get Francisco to stay because we can't pay him. We'll call them the Cleveland Lindors.
There is a chocolate advertisement waiting to happen right there.
Cleveland Rocks. We already got that one. We already mentioned that.
Cleveland.
I think the Colorado baseball team might have something
Yeah,
to say about
exactly.
that
Yeah,
name.
exactly.
That might be a little tough to get through, but
Yeah.
Rocks and Rockies sound
Exactly.
they're pretty close. But
Cleveland Rockers maybe because of the Hall of Fame.
Could be
Yeah.
Cleveland Lakers.
Now.
it could be the Cleveland Lakers.
Yes.
Cleveland Lakers on
Yep.
fire. Yes, that's better. Yeah.
Lakers on fire.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, they cleaned up Lake Erie.
Oh,
So,
yeah, really?
Yep.
So
they have.
maybe
Cleveland Eries.
you only need 16 tetanus shots to swim in it now, right? So anyway,
Eric, you want to give us a social media plug?
Oh, when I gather myself, yes. Make sure you go to cih-media.com and become a premium membership today. We got a lot of exclusive future content coming your way. And don't forget, on social media, you can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at CIH Media on all of those platforms. Share your questions, comments, concerns. I'd imagine after today's show, it's going to be mostly concerns. And we will address them in Season 2 because this is the season finale today.
Exactly.
This is the wrap-up.
Yep.
But I just want to take a minute and thank you, the viewers, for following along with us and watching us regularly. And as we grow and learn and develop, I want to give a thanks to our production guy, Tate Woodard, who's been behind the scenes and putting this on.
Some great equipment right there too. Some new
and-
equipment.
And has
Somebody's getting paid well.
Yeah, early Christmas presents.
Exactly.
so thank you, Tate. I want to thank the gentleman to my left, Chuck Lasik, for believing in this project. I want to thank the guy on my right, Erik Pessolano, for really spearheading and driving the ship on a lot of this stuff here. I really appreciate that. And for you folks, again, thank you for following us.
2021's coming around. It's going to be a
we're-
whole hell of a lot better.
We're happy to put 2020 behind us. We're wishing everyone a
What do you think of
happy
2020?
a happy.
Speechless.
Exactly.
We're wishing everybody a happy 2021, and we'll see you in the
Happy
new year.
holidays.